Right now, we are tracking a system moving through central Pennsylvania as we speak. And today is a weather warn day because of this weather maker and even freezing rain out there. You see it is starting to move through our area right now. Now, ice is the major concern with this storm, and there is a chance for slippery spots on the roadway. So here's a live look of the interstates and roadways out there right now. You see they are pretty busy. Now, the worst times for travel will be between 7 p.m. and midnight. And within the next 6 minutes, we will give you another look of the roadways out there, and just Steve will tell you how they're looking. But this is what the conditions look like outside right now. This is a live look over downtown Harrisburg. So it doesn't look too bad, but then again, that system is just now moving through our area. And tonight we are bringing you live team coverage. Meteorologist Steve Knight is tracking the roadways and the storm's path. But CBS 21's Andrew Klein and Grace Ruffalo are standing by. They will take us outside and show you the conditions throughout our area in central Pennsylvania. But we appreciate you for joining us tonight at 6 on CBS21.com and our YouTube page. I'm TJ Anthony. Let's go ahead and send it over to meteorologist Steve Knight first on what we can expect from this storm ahead. Steve.
Yeah, TJ, look, it's just going to be a really messy night tonight. It's going to get very icy. We've got conditions that are lending themselves to a nice storm. It's not going to be unlike what we dealt with on Thursday morning. The difference is this is moving in now on a Saturday night, but all of this moving from west to east. In some spots, seeing a little bit of rain. Some have seen a few snowflakes. Others have seen a little bit of sleet that is mixing in. So this is just now the leading edge of the precipitation. So I've been sitting around all day going, oh, come on, where is it? When's it going to get here? Well, it's moving in. Here it comes. And the purple indicates more of that wintry mix. The blue shading indicating perhaps even a little bit of snow that could potentially be mixing in. This is not going to be about the snow, though, folks. This is going to be about the sleet and the freezing rain that's going to cause us these issues here for tonight. And you can see there's plenty more where this came from. This moisture extends all the way back toward Pittsburgh, even out into middle portions of Ohio, and all of this moving from west to east. So we're just getting going now on what's going to be a very messy evening throughout central PA. So winter weather alerts, what the National Weather Service has done is actually put us under a winter weather advisory. That darker purple off to our west, that's where they actually have an ice storm warning up. But I think a lot of Pennsylvania is going to be dealing with the ice here. So this is the other key. The freeze on contact, because we've got temperatures now that are down below 32 in most spots. So here's the future radar. This is going to be with us till about midnight. Plans to stay in tonight in advance of this weather. You made the right call, because it is going to be messy for travel here later on this evening. And then tomorrow's actually a pretty quiet day. It's a little bit breezy. We'll see high temperatures get into the low 40s. So, to and from your Super Bowl parties, events tomorrow night, not an issue, because highs tomorrow are going to be getting into the low 40s. And even out the door tomorrow morning, I don't really think it's going to be all that bad. Next thing we're going to watch, well, we've got an active pattern, as we've been telling you. By Tuesday afternoon, it looks like we're going to start to see a little bit of light snow. All about the ice. So these are your ice accumulations. Our model picking up on anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to maybe closer to 1/4 of an inch of ice. And that's all going to come this evening alone. So that's what's going to make for that really, really messy travel. So here's how we see it between now and 1 a.m. We're talking about a wintry mix of sleet, freezing rain, perhaps even a few wet snowflakes mixing in. And then all that precipitation tapers off from west to east after 1 a.m. And then tomorrow we've got gradual clearing, highs around 40 degrees. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be a much quieter day for us, just a little bit breezy. Talking about this active pattern, I mentioned some snow moving in on Tuesday afternoon. So this is the long range model, the American model. So I think we have some light snow Tuesday afternoon, a bit of a break, and then another push of some light snow Wednesday. Eventually, as temperatures warm here on Thursday pretty quickly, Thursday is going to turn out to be what I think at this point looks like a rainy day, but it is a really, really active weather pattern for us here into next week, with more snow chances by midweek. But tonight's all about the sleet and freezing rain, that icy travel down to around 28 for the overnight low. Here's that 7-day forecast. So there you go. We'll continue to keep an eye on things as we head toward midweek. More snow chances Tuesday during the afternoon and evening. Same thing Wednesday evening. And then warm enough on Thursday that at this point, I think we're just talking about plain rain on Thursday, with high temperatures getting into the mid-40s. Let's go ahead and take a look at your roadways, because, we're just starting to see this precipitation start to fall. I know in my way into the station here this afternoon, every road that I traveled on, and I had plenty of time to get out in advance and pre-treat these roadways. We don't have any major issues or accidents to tell you about at this time. One thing I also did notice this afternoon for a Saturday, there was a lot less traffic out there. A lot of folks, I think, had just decided to kind of hunker down here for the weekend and ride this one out. But as it stands right now, roadway conditions will be deteriorating through the evening, and the worst times for travel, as I mentioned, about 7 o'clock tonight until about midnight tonight. TJ?
Thanks, Steve. The best bet is definitely just to stay off the roadways
And stay safe out there if you do choose to go outside. Well, our CBS 21 live team coverage continues with Andrew Klein, who joins us from Cumberland County right now. And Andrew, a little bit after 5 is really when a lot of central Pennsylvania saw the system really start to move through our area. Now, with ice being a major concern with this storm, I'm curious to know, has ice started forming on sidewalks or even in that parking lot yet?
Yeah, right now where we're standing, there isn't too much that's sticking. It was actually just kind of rain on Thursday, so that's now starting to come down, which is certainly uncomfortable to be standing out here. They're really just little ice balls. I wish I had enough to show you right now because they're just coming down. They're hitting you in the face. It's not feel good to be out here, but let's take a look over here at the roads. You can't see too much. This road right here that we're standing on is pretty well salted, so there was a lot of people from PennDOT. I spoke with Fretzy Schreffler earlier. She said crews at that time around 3:30 were making their way into work. They were filling up the salt trucks. I'm sure a lot of those crews have since been out and about trying to get some salt down on these streets. But where we're standing right now, not too much sticking just yet, but as this continues the same way it did on Thursday, likely that we're gonna probably see that come in throughout this evening. But again, right now just kind of starting to come down. It was turning from rain into that sleet, that frozen rain that we got a couple days ago. But I'll continue to update you from out here in Cumberland County as much as I can. TJ, back to you.
Thanks, Ed. You can even kind of hear that sleet kind of fall down and hit your mic right there if you listen closely. Thank you with CBS 21's Grace Ruffalo. Right now, she is in Dauphin County with conditions in Harrisburg right now. Grace, how's it looking?
Hey TJ, it's definitely ramping up here in Dauphin County. I want you to take a look at this car right behind me here. You can see the sleet is building up on the car. You can see the ice accumulating on the hood and on the windshield. And I'm thinking maybe you can even hear it as it's colliding into the car. Now, it may not look like a whole lot right now, but as Steve mentioned, like with those freezing temperatures, that water, that moisture is going to quickly turn into ice very quickly later on into the evening hours of the night. As for the road conditions, it doesn't seem like it's too bad right now. We've seen a number of cars drive by. It seems like the roads are salted, like Andrew's been saying. But we will definitely be sure to keep an eye on that, and we caution anyone who's out driving tonight to please drive carefully. Now be sure you join us at CBS 21 News at 10 and 11, where I will be live again right here in Dauphin County with the latest on the weather conditions. Live in Harrisburg, Grace Ruffalo, CBS 21 News. Thanks, Grace. We know PennDOT has been hard at work over the last few days. And right now we are also tracking closings and delays across Central PA. So for a full list, just head over to our website, cbs21.com. And to stay up to date on the latest weather and updates, go ahead and follow us on social media and make sure you join us for our live webcast on Facebook and YouTube throughout the night as well. So we want to make sure you have everything you need to know so you can stay safe out there. All right, let's get you caught up on other top headlines tonight. 9 people are now displaced in Franklin County after this house fire. Let's go ahead and give you a closer look at this damage right now. Now, take a look. You can see those flames bursting out of the roof there of that house as fire crews really work to control that fire. Now, the fire started around 7 o'clock this morning in Chambersburg. East Washington Street was closed for several hours because of it. It did reopen, though, around 9 a.m. And do me a favor, go ahead and take a good look at your screen right now. Police in Dauphin County need your help finding this missing teenager. Her name is Lanaya Cross. Officials at Swatara Township Police believe she's somewhere in Harrisburg. Anyone with more information should contact Swatara Police. That number right there on your screen, it's 717-564-2250. And staying in Dauphin County tonight, where a crash involving a police cruiser really caused some there on the road, covering parts of it, and that part of the crash even right there. Now, we are making calls to learn if anyone was injured in this accident.
And people, we're learning, had to evacuate their homes after a hit-and-run crash caused a gas leak in Lancaster County. Officials say an SUV went through a stop sign and collided with a sedan right here at the intersection of South Marshall Street. So the crash ended up breaking a gas line that was connected to a home right along that street. Police say the suspect ran away shortly after the crash, and 2 people in the sedan were treated. And this is a video you just have to see to believe. An emu was causing some road delay videos, so just take a look at this video. This is on Route 11 and 15 in Perry County. You see an emu right there, people trying to catch it, even running after it, but that emu just takes off and they try to get it and capture it. Now, we're working to figure out if this bird was ever caught. Okay, let's go ahead and take you live over Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, where a lot of eyes will be this weekend because Philadelphia, of course, you know, the Philly Eagles will take on the Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow. And I'm sure a lot of you are prepping for your Super Bowl Sunday, but PennDOT reported almost 200 crashes statewide on Super Bowl Sunday. One of those crashes was unfortunately deadly. This year, PennDOT and the PA DUI Association are teaming up in order to keep drivers aware of the risk.
We understand that you're excited to celebrate the Super Bowl.
If it's an alcoholic beverage or drugs or a combination of both, it is illegal and dangerous.
Yeah, she's right. So dangerous. And law enforcement will be out monitoring drivers that might be impaired. But if you do plan to drink during the game, just go ahead and try to find a ride home or plan ahead. And Governor Shapiro is also gearing up for the Super Bowl tomorrow as well. Of course, he's hoping the Eagles take home that big win. He also has a message for the governor of Missouri. Take a listen to this.
Listen, I know as governor, sometimes you've got to congratulate folks and you've got to console folks. And I just want to say to you, you're going to have to console the good people of Missouri after the Birds whoop the Chiefs in this Super Bowl. I am so
He is dedicated. He is not playing around, guys. He is so confident. He's keeping the lights at the state capitol green until Monday. The governor of Missouri sent a message right back.
I'm sure it's been hard to recover from the last time our 2 great states went through this. Even Taylor Swift has seen the light and decided to cheer on our Kansas City Chiefs. But no bad blood.
He's also making a deal with Shapiro. He says if the Birds win, he's sending him some Kansas City favorites and a Missouri-grown beef. Okay. The Ephrata Area Joint Authority has issued a boil water notice for residents in Lancaster County. Officials say it's due to a serious water main break in that area. And in a social media post, the organization says, quote, "We will continue to monitor the situation and update you as soon as it's safe to use water normally again." And right now, our live Weather Warn Day team coverage continues, where we are keeping a very close eye on the radar, tracking this wintry mix entering in our region. Let's go ahead and check back in with CBS 21's Andrew Klein, who's in Cumberland County right now. And Andrew, have you seen, people pouring salt down and prepping that area?
TJ, haven't seen people come by this area right now. The street that we're standing right next to looks pretty salted. You can kind of see a little bit of the salt on the side of the road, this sidewalk as well. Not really as treated as, I would have expected at this time. The other day it was a little more treated when we were here in the morning on Thursday. But, it's definitely starting.
I mean, what are they saying about the roadways? When did they start getting out there and pre-treating them?
Well, yeah, I spoke with Fritzi Schreffler a couple of hours ago on the phone. She told me that was around 3:30. She told me that crews had been out a little bit. They'd been doing some pre-prep in a number of cities. When I was driving to work in downtown Harrisburg, I saw basically every street and every sidewalk pretty covered in salt. So she told me crews were getting filling those trucks up at that time, and they were going to be getting out and about throughout the afternoon, throughout the evening. And I'm sure that, by now, the last couple of hours, they've definitely been out and about covering up those streets that had not been covered in salt just yet.
Thanks, Andrew. It seems like it's picking even back up. So how does this storm compare to that one that's coming up?
Well, the next storm is looking like it's predominantly going to be snow, TJ. So, this one is all about, just like it's going to be on Tuesday. And that one looks like it's just going to be snow for us on Tuesday during the afternoon and evening. Not a major storm at this point. Looks like maybe just a few inches of snow Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's not a major storm, because we know, especially with this one even, ice is a major concern. So when do you expect those roads to start to get icy out there?
Yeah, well, worst times for travel are going to be basically tonight from about 7 p.m. It's not great out there right now. But as these temperatures continue to drop, as the precipitation starts to pick up, worst times for travel about 7 o'clock tonight until midnight. So, I mentioned this earlier. Everybody that made that decision to stay home tonight in advance of this weather, Netflix night or whatever, you made the right decision, because it's going to be really nasty out there tonight.
Yeah, no. And then, people have some big plans ahead, Steve. It's Super Bowl Sunday tomorrow. So we need to know, when will this wrap up, and could this system impact travel for tomorrow when people are heading out for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we're going to be done with this by 1 a.m. at the latest here, TJ. And, tomorrow it's a quiet day. It's a little breezy. We've got temperatures and be getting into the low 40s. So all of this will melt away. There could be, still some isolated slick spots daybreak tomorrow. The precipitation's long gone, but just because of the fact that the temperatures will be hovering right around the freezing mark. So just be a little careful getting out to your car. Bear that in mind. There still could be some isolated slick spots out there, but yeah, afternoon, evening, no issues whatsoever getting to and from any of your Super Bowl events.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. And Andrew, are you noticing any ice on the roadways right now? Have you seen any of that buildup?
Yeah, it's definitely starting to get much worse. The parking lot, you can actually take a look. This is where we're standing right now. This parking lot, you can see that kind of dusting over the parking lot like a couple of days ago. It looks like snow, but it is certainly not snow. It's much colder and much more slippery. The ice, same thing here on the sidewalk. It's starting to form. It is hitting us in the face. It is kind of really starting to come down now, much worse than when we first started this newscast.
Okay, well, Andrew, please get in the car and warm up. You have been out there for this entire newscast, Andrew. Steve, awesome. Let's check back in with you with the final weather wrap.
Yeah, well, look, as I mentioned, TJ, tomorrow it's going to be a pretty quiet day. It could be a few isolated slick spots left over first thing tomorrow morning, so bear that in mind. But, those temperatures are headed into the low 40s. So, Thursday, right? Thursday was a mess in the morning, but by the afternoon, wasn't a big deal. And that's going to be the case tomorrow. No big deal for travel tomorrow. Monday's a quiet day. Tuesday, looks like some light snow during the afternoon and evening, another bit of a break, and then more light snow Wednesday into Thursday. Right now, I don't know. Those systems next week don't look like blockbusters. I think combined, we could be talking about 3 to 4 inches of snow through midweek. And then Thursday's warm enough, as you see, TJ, mid-40s.
Yeah,
so Thursday right now just looks like a rainy day.
We need that. And thankfully, Super Bowl Sunday will be pretty nice out, too.
Yeah.
But I have to say, Mother Nature has been keeping you all busy in the weather department.
Yeah, well, it's Tom Russell's at the Heart Ball tonight, representing CBS 21 at the Heart Ball event, and literally, I think he's texted me 5 times in the middle of this newscast because he's at the Heart Ball and everybody's saying to him, should we go home? And, should we, they're having the event, but everybody's very concerned over there about these road conditions.
Understandable. I mean, ice is really nothing to play with, especially with black ice, because you can't spot it, especially at night.
So I'm literally over there in the Weather Center taking a picture of the radar and texting it to Tom. So he gets an idea of what exactly is going, because he's indoors at the Heart Ball and he has no idea, he can't really see what's happening. So yeah, we all keep in touch and all keep in contact during these weather events. And we've got a lot more to come next week, too.
Yeah, we do. Even off the clock, you all are still on.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Never stops. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, with this weather maker, just entering in our area, you want to make sure you stay with CBS 21. We will be providing updates throughout the night on our website, Facebook, and YouTube pages.
Yeah, so we hope you stay safe. And, of course, we'll see you at 10 on the CW and again at 11 on CBS 21. Stay safe out there tonight.
Yes, we will see you again.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 6.